Listen up, get ready, I'm not gonna take no more. There's a revolution, a revelation going on in my soul. Buckle up, get ready, we're not gonna sit back.
Citizens of the world, welcome back to Live from the Heartland for August 1st. And now our second guest is someone I spent a lot of time with in the last few days. As many of you who listen regularly know, last week we had some earlier segments because I was on the road with my pal Gordon, a.k.a. Gordo Thomson, and we took back roads through central Illinois, through southern Illinois. We went to the little hippie town of Maconda. We have a lot of good times when we do this. We go to Dairy Queens and other ice cream places. We go to diners. We pull off the road. We hit little towns. It's good to see you, Gordo. I miss you. It's been a few days. How about filling us in on what's going on in the world of track and field? Because you are a retired track coach of some renown, and I always like hearing what's going on in that sport.
Hey, Chicago. Hey, Michael James in the Heartland. Good to see y'all. Well, the world of track and field is always changing. It's the only constant in the world of sports, and anything in general is change is the only constant. Well, what's happening now is the USA Championship is coming up in a couple weeks, and that will qualify athletes for the World Championships held in Tokyo, Japan. We have a new relay coach for both the men and the women. You may remember the last Olympics or last several Olympics, the men have been very unsuccessful in a 4x100 relay. Drop sticks, incompleted pass batons, unbelievable chaos of the world's fastest 100-meter athletes, and we can't get it together as a nation to put together 4 separate guys running 100 meters each and getting the baton around the relay baton around the track. So we hired a USA Track and Field, fired the old women's relay coach who was very successful. The women had no problem. They were gold or silver for the last 3 or 4 Olympics. Outstanding job. Michelle Freeman was the women's coach, and she was been replaced by now John Drummond is our relay coach for both men and women. I don't know about this choice. When John Drummond was an athlete himself, he was known as the clown prince of track and field. Get that, clown prince. He didn't take himself serious. He didn't take the sport serious. He didn't take anything serious. He was out there to be a jokester. And he won games with a hair pick in his head. He didn't take it seriously. He was just like callous to the reality of the world. Well, I'm hoping this new blood does good, that John Drummond has the communication skills to pull our men's and women's team together so that they could get the stick around the track and potentially have where USA should be, either first, second, or third in the relays instead of not on the stand. So we do have a new relay coach. We'll see how it works out.
Gordon, you as a retired track coach, you keep abreast of what other track coaches are doing, and I understand that 2 very important track coaches have passed away.
It breaks my heart. We are now seeing a changing of the guard, and the classic track and field coaches that are responsible for medals at the Olympic Games are passing away. We just lost this past week Joe Vigil from Adams State University. And Joe was the greatest distance coach in the world. He held a PhD in exercise physiology. And our last Olympic medals in the marathon were solely responsible for Joe's guidance and tutelage. Dina Castor in the women's marathon and Mef Keflezighi in the men's marathon. Both won medals at the most recent games, not this past games, but at London and Rio. And those represent the marathon Olympic medals, which we didn't have any until from 1972 when Frank Shorter. So losing Joe Vigil, an exercise science coach extraordinaire, is heartbreaking because he represents the science of the sport, really what got things going at the molecular level. Joe also set a record for the lowest score of a college cross-country team at the national championships. His Adams State University scored a perfect 15 points in winning the national NAIA, which is not the NC2A, but still a great prestigious aspect. We also lost Bill Dellinger, an Oregon coach, the University of Oregon coach, who was Steve Prefontaine's coach. Now, there's two types of athletes in this world. There's high maintenance and there's low maintenance athletes. I'd have to say Steve Prefontaine was a high maintenance athlete, meaning the coach constantly had to be on him, constantly looking after him, constantly following what he's doing so they didn't sabotage himself. Steve Prefontaine was a wild man who had really strong ideas about how to race, and Bill Dellinger was able to calm this spirit down of Prefontaine and others, and still to this day is thought to be the greatest Oregon coach of all time. Phenomenal coach, all events covered. Mac Wilkins in the discus, gold medalist at the Olympics on Oregon's team. Just left and right, Bill Dellinger was a true spirit, and he himself was a bronze medalist in the Olympic Games over 5,000 meters, Tokyo, 1964. So we lost Bill, we lost Joe. Both were good friends of mine. I'm really heartbroken, but I'm kind of excited for what the new group of coaches can do. The young guys, the young bucks. Let's see what they can do.
Gordon, just as we were coming on, you reported that there's some really heavy sports news in the San Francisco Chronicle. How about filling us in on those two things?
Yeah, the Chronicle came out today and said the 2028 Olympics in LA should be canceled, or U.S. should rescind its acceptance of the winning city, which is LA. The Olympics are awarded to a city, not a country. So Los Angeles was awarded 6 years ago as the host of this 2028 Olympics. Well, are we going to be able to get athletes in to the country, from foreign nations? Are people going to be able to be free and clear? And is LA going to be free of any riot police, or the ICE brigade is going to be put on hold? Who knows? But there is a movement now to have the LA Olympics in 2028 rescinded, and LA no longer. But that's just a article in the San Francisco Chronicle. You got caught up, Michael James, in some fake news regarding the World Cup, and it almost became real news. And that was that next year that U.S. would not be hosting the World Cup soccer, which is one of the greatest events. And it's the world's most popular sport, soccer, and has to qualify, you got to be one of the top 32 teams in the world. We are still going to host it, but we are going to be hosting that with two other nations. It's a North American host. Both Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. are all hosting this event, 2026 FIFA World Cup, together. So whether the events are going to be allowed to go on as smoothly and around the major cities in the U.S., we'll see. Certainly Mexico and Canada shouldn't have any problem with visas and getting international athletes into their countries and be able to participate in the world of sport.
We love both those countries, Mexico and Canada. We're rooting for them these days. And I do love the United States. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love it with a passion, but I'm a little PO'd at what's been going on. Not to say a little, big time. Okay, lastly, when you and I were driving around central and southern Illinois on those blue highways, having a great time, you were, as usual, every year you get cranked up about the men's Tour de France, or the Tour de France, both men and women. Give us a little a little report on what happened in those events or is happening.
Hey, when we were cruising around on those blue highways, name given by William Least Heat Moon on the back roads of America, we get in touch with true Americans. We're in the farm country. We're not in any cities. And the people are great. They're fantastic no matter where we go in the back roads. We do try to touch a little bit on politics, and the smart ones kind of defend them. But yeah, I really like getting and hanging out with you on the back roads, America. We have a really good time. The Tour de France for the men just finished. And we have an historic winner. This guy, Tadej Pogačar, is going to go down as the greatest bike rider of all time. Better than Lance Armstrong, better than Eddie Merckx. He's now won four at age 26. So he has potential to win a total of 8 or even 10 Tour de France's over his lifetime. So that's a pretty good deal. He beat the next best rider this year by 4.5 minutes, Jonas Vingegaard of Northern Europe. So pretty cool. What's going on right now is the women's Tour de France. The men's has 21 individual races. The women's is reduced down to 9 stages. So I'm wearing my stage shirt today. That's a tribute to Lance Armstrong's podcast. And winning right now is Kim LaCourte Penner after today's stage. She was third, but after winning today's stage, she's now put herself in the yellow, and she's leading Marianne Vos, who's 38 years old. So she's thought to be the greatest biker, but now age is catching up to her. So
who is the first guy that you mentioned who won the men's, and what country is he from?
Tadej Pogačar is from Slovenia. Slovenia, a very small country just next to Italy, to the east of Italy. And yeah, he's the real deal, Tadej Pogačar.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I miss seeing you every morning when you get coffee, and I'll talk to you soon, brother.